ayes have it. Are there any other motions to take note of answers? Senator Rice.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. I rise to take note of the answer given by Minister Johnston in response to my question regarding the funding of the East-West Link. Minister Johnston said he wanted to work, that the government wanted to work with the people of Victoria and the new government in Victoria, yet the government is clearly not listening. In proceeding with funding or proposing to fund the East-West Link, the federal government is ignoring the wishes of the Victorian electors and the results of the Victorian election. The results of Saturday's election show that Victorians don't want the East-West Link. It was the Prime Minister himself who said that the election was going to be a referendum on the East-West Link. It was, and the results are in. Victorians want investment in public transport, not massive, polluting, massively expensive new tollways. The opinion polls consistently show support for public transport over tollways. Senator Johnston in his answer focused on the supposed benefits of the East-West Link, yet neither his government nor the outgoing napthine Liberal government were willing to release the business case for the East-West Link to public scrutiny. It has been hidden from the public. Incoming Labor Premier Daniel Andrews has promised to release the business case, and I look forward to seeing it, to see just how extremely expensive and uneconomically viable the East-West Link is likely to be. Senator Johnston then went on to try and justify the East-West Link as saying it would be a route that buses and taxis would use. It would be an extremely expensive bus route, an $18 billion bus route. If the government was actually interested in funding bus projects, then they should be funding bus projects. An assessment by the Bus Association of Victoria shows that for less than a tenth of the cost of East-West Link, for about $500 million, that every resident of metropolitan Melbourne could be within a 10-minute walk of a bus service that operated every 10 minutes, taking people directly to a train station. A fraction of the cost of the East-West Link this would cost. It would immediately create jobs in the outer suburbs. It would immediately create a potential market for bus manufacturers. It's important to spend our money wisely, particularly given the situation of decreasing revenues. Spending our money on a massively expensive tollway, as the government seems to be insisting on continuing to do, is not expending our dollars wisely. Infrastructure Australia did not assess the East-West Link as a priority project. They have other projects in Victoria which they have assessed as priority projects. The Melbourne Metro has been considered by Infrastructure Australia and was assessed as being a priority project, but for the ideological reasons of not funding public transport, that is not being considered by the federal government for funding. There are many other public transport projects in Victoria that the Greens think would be potential priority projects if infrastructure had been given the opportunity of assessing them, that could benefit from federal funding. Some of these are Doncaster Rail, signalling upgrades that would allow up to twice as many trains to use the existing rail network, airport rail, electrification and duplications required of the rail line to Melton. We are strongly committed to an Infrastructure Australia process of independent, thorough, transparent assessment before federal monies are allocated to projects, and this was blatantly not the case for the East-West Link. We urge the government to recognise this and to realise that we are now in different circumstances with a new government in Victoria, and to work with that government, to work and to listen to Victorians and to fund public transport.
Thank you. The question is that the motion moved by Senator Rice be agreed to. Those of that opinion say aye. Against say no. I think the ayes have it.